What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rome Lake is back again with another video. Yes, I told you 2024 we're gonna rock. We're gonna put some content out for you guys. And yes, you saw the video, you saw the title. This is a fragrance review. Yes, I'm still doing fragrance reviews. I know that we said, these top 10 videos, these best fragrance videos are the ones that most people watch. But there are some people that still want solid, authentic, niche fragrance reviews. And I got a good one for you. We talking about Kajal 4 from Kajal Perfumes. Yes, I got it and I'm happy. I'm so excited. I want to share this fragrance with you guys. If y'all ready for some great content, before we get there, I need you guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share this video with your friends if you enjoyed it. And do me a favor, comment down below what you think about this fragrance. And also let me know if you have any Kajal fragrances. With that said, sit back, relax, get your popcorn. It's about to go down. Alright guys, so like I said, I got Kajal. Yes, Kajal 4 is here. Oh man, I am excited. That's, the box, the presentation is flawless. You guys know that Kajal always makes nice presentations when it comes to their packaging. And I think this is really cool. Nothing crazy, but I love presentation from the packaging all the way to the bottle. And with the bottle, they do not miss when it comes to bottle design. Take a look at this gorgeous thing right there. That is Kajal 4. Now, Kajal 4 looks pretty much identical to Kajal 3, but the smells are polar opposites. They are so different. One is, I would say, a complete spring/summer fragrance. This is definitely the winter fragrance. Of course, you go in the fall, late fall, but this is the winter fragrance. And that's why if you saw one of my last fragrance videos, this one right here, it was the #1 winter fragrance for 2024. Now, with that said, let's break this bad boy down. We talking about a spicy, sweet, almost, I would say, seductive fragrance. I'm questioning if this is a unisex fragrance or if this is a strictly masculine fragrance. The reason I say that, because in the opening, it's spicy. In the mid, it's leathery. And when you get to the dry down, we got a lot of seductive, resinous, sweet notes that, man, I think when a woman smells this on a guy, they're gonna go crazy. So, like I said, the opening starts off with a beautiful cardamom note. This, I would say, mid-tier spice that has a sweetness to it, almost, and I've said this before, reminds me of cinnamon. The cardamom is met with a beautiful rum note, almost rum, kind of just poured from one of the barrels that it was cased in. This sweet boozy note, a slight sweetness with the booziness, with a woody tone combined with this really rich, spicy cardamom. Now, this warmness in the opening is also met with a slight, almost fruity tone. I don't know what fruitiness is, but it's a slight fruity tone that is kind of refreshing. That kind of is met right in the middle, in between the spices and the boozy note. But those two are not what made this fragrance, like, I guess you can say, me just like fall head over heels for it. It was the date note. The date note in this fragrance is the winner. That is the best thing that comes out of this fragrance. And you get that straight from the beginning. I know I mentioned the cardamom, and I know I mentioned the rum. Those are the immediate blasts of kind of boozy meets spicy. That's going to catch your attention. But what's gonna keep it is that date note. It's sweet, it's dry fruit, it's slightly syrupy, and has a nuttiness to it. That's all in the opening. I know you like, Rome, that's not what it says on the note pyramid. And I'm gonna let you guys know, if you watch my channel, you know this. I talk about the notes that I get when I smell the fragrance, right? I'm not trying to talk about what the note breakdown, because smell is subjective. The fragrance notes that I get is what I want to tell you about my experience, and hopefully you can get an idea of what this fragrance will smell like. Now, there are certain notes that I've never smelled. There are certain notes that are in this fragrance, or ingredients that are in the fragrance, that aren't listed. And I don't want to pretend like I've smelled every single note. So I'm just giving you what's familiar to me and what stands out to me. All right. I digress. So like I said, those notes, those boozy meets spicy meets dry fruit notes with that almost slight bright citrus note in the opening is what captures you. It, for me, had me wondering what was going to happen when we get closer to the mid. And I tell you, this fragrance in no way, shape, or form disappointed me. And I'll give you a little backstory how I got introduced to this one. I went to Scent Explorer, and you guys know, if you went to Scent Explorer or if you heard about Max Forte's event, they send you, this like travel or discovery pack. And it has all these different like samples in there with all these different fragrances that's going to be at the event. And for me, I really wanted to smell Kajal 4 because I have Kajal 3. And I was like, let me see if these are going to be like similar fragrances. It's going to be a flanker or something like that. No. I smelled that thing and I was like, what is this? Because I didn't know what their version of a date was going to smell like. Is it date or dates? I think it's dates. Correct me if I'm wrong. But when I smelled it, I was like, oh, this is banging. This is right. I like this. Let's go. And I was like, okay, I can't wait to get there. I want to see what he says about this fragrance. So once I get to Scent Explorer, his booth has all his beautiful fragrances. Mo, that's what I'm talking about. And of course, I'll beeline straight to this. And I'm like, man, you got to tell me about this. And we discussed the fragrance. And when he told me that the date note or dates in the fragrance were the prominent note, I was excited. So it's weird. When you spray a sample, it never smells as good as the actual bottle. When I sprayed this, maybe that's just psychological, but when I sprayed it from the bottle, all this richness came out, all the amped up sweetness, the woodiness, the kind of dry fruit meets kind of a nutty resonance vibe. And I was like, I need it. I don't care what the price is, I need one. So that was a quick backstory of how I was introduced to the fragrance properly. But let's get back to the fragrance and its smell. So you get to, let's say, the mid of the fragrance, right? And now you're introduced to this kind of moderate leather fragrance, right? This leather note. The leather note is complemented heavily by the rum note. And I've never smelled the combination of leather and rum together, but they blend very smoothly. So if you ever had maybe a suede jacket and maybe you spilled a little bit of like your drink on it, that's kind of the smell you get with the spices and that kind of dry fruit from the dates. The combination of that citrus is kind of gone. You're going to get more of a heavy dry fruit note, and then that leather note is going to be more of a, I would say, a newer leather versus a rugged leather. And the leather doesn't take over the fragrance. So don't get twisted or don't get afraid like, oh, I don't want a leather fragrance. No, the leather just complements each and every other note that I mentioned. So when we get to the middle of the fragrance, like I said, that suede or leather note, let me not say suede, the leather note combined with the boozy note makes this fragrance to me smell more masculine than feminine. But now I feel like this is where I'm confused, because now you get to some floral notes. This white jasmine note with a really subtle but noticeable floral aspect comes into this fragrance that softens it up a little bit. The leather note kind of dies dramatically, and now you have a combination of jasmine meets booze meets date. The dates are now a little bit less nutty in this part and more dry fruit, kind of syrupy. And to me, I'm just involved. I'm enjoying it, and I'm thinking, where can I wear this fragrance? And I'm like, this is an absolute fantastic fragrance for date night, or if you're hanging out with your guys and you're having a guys night and you're trying to go somewhere, maybe to a sports bar, you know, watch a game, maybe going to shoot some pool, or you're just chilling at one of your guys' house and you're probably listening to some music, you know, having a sip of whiskey or just chilling, you know. I think that's where this fragrance shines, where it can be used in any occasion, where it's suited for a good time out. This is definitely a fragrance that is for a good time. So as we have the fragrance on about maybe 5 to 6 hours, and I wore this fragrance, I can't remember if the last time I wore it. I think it was maybe Christmas Eve I wore this this fragrance, or maybe it was Christmas, I can't remember. But I've worn this fragrance probably like 4 or 5 times prior to that that event. But when it was cold, it was probably around maybe 25 degrees out. Me, my wife, and my boys, we went out to go get something to eat, and it's freezing outside. As we're walking to the restaurant, I start walking kind of really fast, and this cool brisk wind hit me. Now, it was only maybe about 2 minutes we were outside, but that cold wind did not affect me at all, because the only thing I got was a heavy whiff of this dates meets spices. And I was like, oh, that just warmed me up. Didn't feel the cold. I knew it was cold, but I didn't feel it at all. I was just reminded of how good this fragrance smelled. Before we get to the dry down, I just want to show you guys once again how the sprayer works. I'm gonna go a little old school for you guys, because this has one of the best sprayers I've had in quite a while. You see that oil concentration right there? That's nice. Oh, wow. Man. Now it's crazy. Like I said, you always, when you spray the fragrance, you know what you're looking for. You know what you're expecting, especially as long as I've been in this game. But right now, I get dates and jasmine. Now spices is there too, but the jasmine and the date note are the two prominent notes. Wow, that's crazy. But let's get back into this whole dry down part, right? So we're about 7 hours into the fragrance. I'll say around 6 hours. Now the dates in this fragrance. This is when it's like, everybody sit back, relax. This is my party now. I'm about to take over. But he's bringing some of his friends with him. We got musk, we got vanilla. So you got the combination of spices. Now the cardamom has died down to about 50%, but now we got sweet, we have resinous, we have creamy, and we have slightly a beautiful, delicate musk note. Now to me, resinous meets creamy meets sweet, combined with a beautiful blend of spices. You cannot beat this fragrance, guys. Get your nose on this joint. It is fantastic. A beautiful night out fragrance that will blow your mind, because there's nothing, and I can say this from my collection I don't have anything that smells like this. And if you know me, I don't do the flankers. I don't do fragrances that smell like this, but I want that version. I want the original. And if I can't get the original, I'm gonna get the other one that smells better than the original. So with this, there's nothing like it on the market. It's a beautiful fragrance. And in the niche market, in the niche game, this is a good price. So go check it out. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'm gonna keep dropping these reviews for you guys because I know that some of you guys, a lot of you gentlemen, a lot of you ladies still want to talk or want to know about a specific fragrance. Y'all don't just want a bunch of top 10s. I'm gonna do all of the above. Top 10s, best fragrances, but best believe we're gonna keep dropping these fragrance reviews because that's what I am. I'm a fragrance reviewer. All right guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Yeah, that's it. Until next time, like I always say, it's okay if you want to smell like Rome. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Until then, peace.
Yeah.